When you are a housewife, you're not seeing these last couple episodes until the day or two before the reunion. Mm-hmm. So you have all new things to get angry about.
You know, Dorit obviously went through something that was super scary when her house was broken into. How were you all there for her? I talked to her not so long ago. It seems like she's doing okay since then.
She seems to be doing great. I mean, as great as could be expected. It was such a traumatic experience, but she was so strong. She really was. And I mean, of course, we're all there for her, whatever it is that she needs. But the amazing things is that her kids never had to go through it. They didn't realize what happened. So I think that's key.
Yeah, no, definitely. Do you and Erika talk at all? I mean, she was, very open last season. I know that you spoke to her when you were with the Extra. I mean, how is she doing now? And do you expect her to be as open and honest as she was last season coming into this season?
Yeah, I think she will be. I think that if not more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that she's really going to be sharing a lot.
Right. And like you said, you and Tamara, recap the Housewives. You've been talking about OC. I know a lot of people picked up where you said that maybe Heather Dubrow was a little self-producing this season. What do you think about her coming back? And maybe that was taken out of context, but what do you think about her coming back this season? And do you think that she kind of lived up to the hype? Or is...
Here's the thing. I think she's fine for the show. Like, I think it's definitely way better than it was last year. So I think that, great. And being self-produced it's not a terrible thing. It's just something that as a housewife, as a former housewife, you can see when it's happening. Mm-hmm. And it is what it is. But I get it. You want everything to appear perfect and great and wonderful. And maybe it is for her, but you can tell. Maybe self-produced was the wrong word. Maybe we can say micromanaging. Mm-hmm. And I'm a micromanager myself, so I understand. It's not me putting her down. It's just an observation that I can tell she wants things as, in a certain way and shown in a certain light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to look and feel a certain way. And I totally agree with you. And, we have had some new housewives on OC this season with Noella, Dr. Jen. What are your first impressions of them? I know that we're obviously a few episodes in right now, but what do you think that they're bringing to the show? Because this was a transformative season for OC, they were saying.
I mean, I think ultimately I hope that it feels like more of a connection as the show goes on, because right now it feels very disjointed. And I think that's the hardest thing, when it doesn't feel like everybody has a true friendship with one another, or at least some people don't. It doesn't feel as organic to me watching. So that's why I love Jersey.
Mm-hmm. Same. Yeah. Because
everybody is so intertwined and truthfully intertwined, not just showing up, miking up and starting, to film. Like, they are immersed in each other's lives. And that's what I like to watch.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. It's, you have the family connection, you have friends from way back in the day. It just, everybody gels together, and those fights, the drama is very real.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can feel it. It's palpable. Whereas, on OC, for example, you're seeing a lot of the show play out in these confessionals.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Versus the in-scene moments. And then they're having like separate scenes altogether. It just... They got to work on it.
They got to work on it. Well, I loved Salt Lake City this season. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, but a big talking point was that Mary didn't show up for the reunion. Is that like a huge housewife mistake?
Well, I mean, it's a huge housewife mistake in the fact that it means that you're not coming back the next season. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think for them, they were code red. There goes our storyline. I mean, what are we going to do? Because then they all started having to pick off on each other, at least in episode 1, because their main person was a no-show.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty, that wasn't a good look. But...
And the seating chart had to be all askew. I was like, what is happening here? Why is Ginny in the middle between Lisa and Meredith? And then I was like, oh, it's because what we forget when you're watching Housewives is when you are a housewife, you're not seeing these last couple episodes until the day or two before the reunion. Mm-hmm. So you have all new things to get angry about. Right. So they couldn't have Lisa and Meredith next to each other with all that had gone down.
With all that had gone down. Yes.